Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages and all stages. Welcome to week 5 of that confidence building. So, this week's title is Exiting Those Untrue Expectations. Expectation, beliefs, agreements, if you've read Don Miguel Ruiz's books, whatever you want to call them. There are a lot of them that we are storing upstairs that aren't necessarily true. So let's take a closer look so that we may analyze, digest, and get rid of, because that's what you do with your waste. And isn't that what comes after digestion? Let's get to it. At the core of every emotion is an expectation. Think about it for a second. We're only ever upset when something bad happens because we had the expectations that things would turn out differently. Like last night for my fellow Heat fans. Now, I won't tell you that your expectations are wrong or that you're a crazy person. Even though, let's face it, we're all a little bit crazy, which means we're all crazy people. But nevertheless, it's a good idea to take some expectations a little more lightly than others. Meaning, you don't have to take anyone's word for gospel, not even your head voice, aka you. Now, as you've done your first 7 challenges this past week, and are hopefully getting ready for another one or have already completed your 8th daily challenge by today, your brain may have helpfully jumped in with a flood of reasons why you might just stay in your sweet little comfort zone. And why it'd be so much better to stay there with your cats and your ice cream and your Netflix. Too perfect to ever leave. But you won't listen. No, not today. And hopefully never again. No. You're going to get into the habit of looking closely at those underlying expectations that are behind all of those emotions. What's up, y'all? Y'all listening? Okay, good. Because 9 times out of 10, the underlying emotions that you are allowing to hold you back from doing something that you really want to do are based in fear. We gotta let it go. Quivering, bashful, timid, overly cautious, and easily frightened, fear. Thing is, what's making this frantic part of you so afraid isn't really the world out there, but more so the ideas and the expectations that you hold of the world out there in here. For example, let's say we get invited to a party. We both have this dream outfit that we want to wear. I mean, it's the bomb! We're gonna look so fly. Sexy, sophisticated, figure-fitting. Everything. Problem is, we're not feeling that sexy or sophisticated or confident in our figure. Nor do we feel bold enough to pull it off. Thus, we start struggling and trying to decide on what else to wear. Maybe we'll just slide with a hoodie and call it COVID fashion. After all, we expect people to stare. We expect to make a fool of ourselves. We expect to get judged. Now let's take a closer look at these expectations that we simply assume are just true. For example, let's say we get invited to a party. We both have this dream outfit that we want to wear. I mean, it's the bomb! We're gonna look so fly. Sexy, sophisticated, figure-fitting. Everything. Problem is, we're not feeling that sexy or sophisticated or confident in our figure. Nor do we feel bold enough to pull it off. Thus, we start struggling and trying to decide on what else to wear. Maybe we'll just slide with a hoodie and call it COVID fashion. After all, we expect people to stare. We expect to make a fool of ourselves. We expect to get judged. Now let's take a closer look at these expectations that we simply assume are just true.
So we just assume that people gonna stare at us if we be looking crazy.
Bruh, first of all, to assume that only people who look amazing or sexy, and I'm using sexy because I find it to be unisex for those of you who are not comfortable with sexy, handsome, or beautiful, are the only people that are allowed to get dressed up, and that is handsome or beautiful in your definition, that may not be handsome or beautiful in another person's definition, is another definition to me of insanity. Pero that's just in mi opinion. Esto en mi opinion. Shout out to Holly Gilly if you're watching this. This is my Spanish teacher. Anyway, secondly, why would anybody else's opinion be more important than yours when it comes to you expressing yourself? And why would you value their opinion more than your own for your own self? Now, if we look a little deeper, it's starting to look a little like the risk of embarrassing yourself or looking a little crazy or weird is so unbearable that you'd rather avoid it at all costs by any means necessary, which in turn is just what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages and all stages, it's staying in your comfort zone. Now, do you guys see where I'm going with this? Some of you have been with me all along. We here. Point is, if we were to take time to just pick apart these expectations, we'd quickly start to see that none of them are true. Truth is, you don't have to be flawless in your outfit for people to like it. They'd rather you just be happy and confident in what you're wearing, rather than the fact that you weren't flawless in it, or that the outfit is wearing you instead. While there are others who certainly do care, Fashion Week, most people give a fleeting thought and go back to their own lives. And even if we did go out and look ridiculous, so what? You having an awful or a ridiculous or a terrible taste in fashion, no shade, y'all, does not make you any less valuable as a human being. And that's on period. Capital P to the T. Period. Sorry for my ignorance, any educators watching. But seriously, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has those days. So even if the worst thing happened, we wore an outfit and we regretted it, so what? Even if you want to be a fashion icon, so what? And not saying so what to your dream, but so what that you messed up? Is it really that big of a deal to experience some occasional trial and error through your process of life? That's where you grow. And newsflash, if you didn't know, that's why you're here.